We've been chasing the wrong dream for decades. We've been told to strive for work-life balance. Keep your job in one box and your personal life in another and hope the scales magically even out. But here's the truth. That idea is keeping you stuck. It's not balance we need, it's integration. Because the moment you stop trying to separate who you are from what you do, you start living in alignment. Today, I'm going to demolish the myth of work-life balance and show you how work-life integration helps you design a life where your career supports your joy instead of competing with it. I'm your host, Renee Frey, America's career strategist and your ultimate hype woman when it comes to building a career and life you actually love. Every week, I pull back the curtain on what really drives career growth and fulfillment. The mindset shifts, the strategies, the truth-telling pep talks you need to hear. Because if you're going to spend 1/3 of your life working, you deserve to work happy. Whether you're new here or a longtime listener, I'm so thrilled you're here. Let's get intentional, let's get inspired, and let's grow together. The idea of balance sounded good on paper. It came from the 70s and 80s when 2-income households became the norm and everyone was scrambling to do it all. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for personal life, 8 for sleep. Sounds tidy, right? Except life doesn't fit into tidy boxes. Your kids don't stop needing you at 6 p.m. Your creativity doesn't clock out when the day ends. Your drive, ambition, and goals don't pause because it's family time. Life is messy, beautifully messy, and balance assumes it isn't. And let me tell you where I learned this the hard way. When I was at Target Corp, I chased balance like it was my job. I'd be leading national recruiting projects during the day, then rushing home to try to be the perfect mom, wife, and friend. And no matter how much I scheduled, something always gave. Then came the year everything broke open. I was working nonstop, late nights, long hours, doing everything right. And I got the worst review of my entire career, despite having the best metrics. That was my breaking point. I gave Target 2 metaphorical middle fingers and said, I'm done. I'm only working 40 hours, period. I had a bus to catch and a baby at home. And you know what happened? The next year, I got the best review score of my life. Was it coincidence? Was I more productive? Did I finally say no more? Yes, yes, and yes. That's when it clicked for me. Balance isn't the answer. Alignment is. And the research agrees. Gallup says 60% of workers feel burnt out even though balance has been preached for decades. So let's break down why it's not working. There are 4 myths keeping you stuck. The first myth is the compartmentalization trap. Balance assumes you can shut off parts of yourself. You can't. You're one human being, not 2 calendars fighting for control. When I was laid off from Target, I didn't suddenly become unemployed Renee. I was still a recruiter, a leader, a mom, a dreamer, just between chapters. That layoff forced me to see something I had ignored. My personal and professional selves were never meant to be separated. The moment I stopped dividing myself into boxes and started designing my life as one integrated person, everything changed. Myth number 2, the guilt spiral. Whenever you tip the scales, you feel like you're failing somewhere. You worked late, guilt. You left early, guilt. You took a break, guilt. You can't win a game built on impossible standards. I've been there, missing Elena's dance competition because of deadlines, or feeling judged for logging off early to take my daughters to the doctor. But guilt doesn't measure your value. It measures unrealistic expectations. The moment I let go of perfect balance, that's when I felt peace, finally. Myth number 3, the passion problem. You love your work. Balance tells you, tone it down, to not care too much, to dim your excitement, to tuck in your enthusiasm. That's insane. Your passion isn't the problem. It's actually your North Star. What burns people out isn't passion, it's misalignment. I love what I do. Recruiting, coaching, helping people find aligned work that lights them up. That lights me up. So when people told me to switch off, I couldn't. I can't shut off who I am, and that's when I realized something important. They weren't asking me to find balance. They were asking me to be less of myself, and I wasn't going to do that. Myth number 4, the perfection illusion. Balance assumes equality, but real life moves in seasons. Some weeks, work needs you more. Other weeks, your family does, and both can be right. When Aubrey's migraines were at their worst, she was my world. And when I was launching the Get Hired Blueprint, my family rallied behind me. Seasons aren't failure. Balance would have made me feel like I was falling short, but integration reminded me I was living fully. Integration isn't about doing more. It's about living aligned. So ask yourself these questions. How can my work fuel my personal goals? How can my values guide how I show up at work? How can both worlds serve the same mission? Mine. Here's what it looks like in real life. Sarah negotiates a remote schedule so she can hit a yoga class at noon. She comes back to work refreshed and more productive every day. Marcus switches to a company with a culture that aligns with who he is, not who he's supposed to be. His confidence skyrockets. Jennifer is a parent who's transparent about needing flexibility. She leaves early for her kids' games and logs back in later and still crushes it. None of them feel guilty. None of them chase balance. They chose alignment. They're living integrated lives by choice, not by chance. And for me, integration looks like walking down by the St. Croix River in between client calls. That's where I do some of my best thinking. It looks like filming podcast episodes after dinner when inspiration hits. And it looks like sharing what I'm building with my daughters so they can see what impactful women create, lead, and make possible in the world. Integration isn't a calendar trick. It's a values choice. Here's how to build work-life integration step by step. First, define your non-negotiables. Know what matters most. Health, family, creativity, peace. Those aren't side notes, they're the foundation. My non-negotiables are morning workouts, meditation, and family dinners when possible. And let me tell you, when I skip them, everything feels off. Protect what grounds you. Number 2, find alignment. Choose work that reflects who you are. When I was laid off from Target, I already had my business plan for TalentQ ready to go. I could have played it safe and taken another corporate job, played by the rules, but something in me knew that chapter wasn't aligned anymore. So I built the thing I had been dreaming about, a company that helps hiring leaders hire better and helps people land work they actually love. That moment taught me this: alignment often shows up disguised as disruption. If your current job drains your energy instead of fuels it, that's your signal not to push harder, but to realign with what you're meant for. The third, set flexible boundaries. You control your time. Some days demand hustle, others demand rest, and both can coexist. When I head out midday to bring one of my daughters to the orthodontist, my team knows it's a non-negotiable because I show up fully when I'm back. Boundaries don't limit you. They let you lead with intention. Number 4, embrace seasons. Your priorities will evolve. That's growth. When I leaned deeper into coaching while running TalentQ, I wondered if it looked like too much. But that season gave me clarity, creativity, and peace. Seasons guide you into your next chapter. Number 5, measure what matters. Forget balance. Ask yourself these questions. Am I fulfilled? Am I energized? Am I aligned? That's your true metric of success. There were years I hit record revenue but felt empty. Now I measure my success by energy, not earnings. If I wake up excited, present, and proud of how I spend my days, that is success to me. And if you're listening and thinking, okay, Renee, how do I get there? Let me help you and walk you through it. Here's how you start. Step 1, do a values audit. List your top 5 values, the things you refuse to compromise. Mine are freedom, impact, family, health, and growth. And when a decision honors those, it's a hell yes. If it's not, it's a no. Step 2, assess alignment. Does your current job support or sabotage those values? I had a client who realized her great job was actually keeping her from her family. 6 months later, she landed a new role that paid her more and gave her her evenings back. Alignment always pays dividends. Step 3, find small integration points. Blend your worlds. Take lunch walks, school pickups, volunteer for projects that light you up. I block Fridays for creative space. Sometimes that means podcast planning, sometimes journaling, sometimes rest. It's the most productive part of my week because it keeps me connected to my vision. Step 4, communicate. Ask for flexibility with confidence, not apology. I coached a leader who asked for Fridays off for personal wellness. She framed it around focus and energy, and her boss said yes. When you approach flexibility from results, not guilt, people listen. Step 5, track progress. At the end of 30 days, I want you to reflect. Are you living closer to what matters most? Every Sunday, I jot down 3 alignment wins. If those lists get short, it's my cue to realign before burnout finds me. And as you start integrating these changes, your mind is going to try to protect you with old fears. I can't, my employer's not flexible. BS. That is a belief in your mind that your mind is offering you, not fact. And here's the truth. If you never ask, you will never get. You'd be surprised how many are when you lead with results, not requests. When I built TalentQ, I watched corporate clients shift fast once they saw flexibility as a retention tool. Show them the win-win and minds will open. What if you're thinking, I'll end up working all the time? Not if you're intentional. Integration is a choice, not chaos. Some weeks, I film videos at 7 p.m. because I'm inspired. Other weeks, I'm off the grid by 3 p.m. The difference? It's on my terms. If you're thinking, my job demands too much, then it's time to ask if the job aligns with your life or if it's costing it. I've worked with too many professionals who stayed loyal to burnout. Sometimes courage isn't in staying, it's in walking towards what fits. Work-life balance is a total myth. Integration is the truth because the goal isn't equal hours, it's authentic energy. In your challenge this week, write down your top 5 values and choose one way to live them more boldly at work. That's how alignment starts, one intentional step at a time. If this message hit home, please hit subscribe and drop a comment. Which value are you ready to integrate this week? Comment that. I read every single one of them. And until next time, stay conscious, stay inspired, and keep building the career and life you love. See you next time. Cheers.